Good evening, friends, and welcome back to Suzanne Elizabeth's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make what I call 1-minute tomato sauce. And the reason I call it 1-minute tomato sauce is that I'm going to try to explain it to you in 1 minute, which, given my verbosity, I will fail. But anyways, so my darling Georgie, one of my two Newfoundlands, is very sick, and I'm very worried about him. He's 10, and that's a long time for a Newfie to live. So when I'm upset or nervous or stressed, I cook. I also cook when I'm happy or bored, or I cook all the time, in other words. But especially I find it very soothing when I'm not feeling well or when I'm feeling stressed. So I've poured myself a nice healthy glass of red wine, as you can see. And I was at the grocery store today, and they had a bag of organic vegetables. And this is a Kroger. They call it City Market here in Breckenridge, but it's really, it's just a Kroger. And they have, in the back of the store, they have, you know, day-old vegetables. And they put them in a red net bag, and they mark them 99 cents. So they had a bag of gorgeous, although overripe, organic tomatoes. And so I grabbed them. Because for 99 cents, as long as you use them that day, you can't go wrong. So what I did was, and I'll show you this, I brought them home, and I literally just cut them into like quarters, just big old chunks. I put them in there with an onion that was chunked up, and about a half a stick of butter, and then I just let it cook until everything was soft and mushy. And now I'm going to add just a little bit, and you can add salt and pepper. That's what I did. And I'm going to add just a little sprinkling of red pepper flakes, because I think everything tastes better when it's a little spicy. And in George's honor, we'll give it a little splash of red wine. And then I'm going to take my immersion blender and just give everything a nice puree. And that's it. And then I'm probably going to just let it cook down a little bit further. And it makes the most gorgeous, simple tomato sauce. And this recipe was originally from, I know I'm going to butcher her name, Marcella Hazan. She wrote the classic Italian cookbook. I mean, the classic Italian cookbook. And I remember I actually saw her once, probably close to 20 years ago, at the Aspen Food and Wine Festival. And I was lucky enough to see her in person giving a demonstration. And all I remember about the demonstration was her talking about garlic and the little green bits in the middle of the garlic. And I'm not even going to tell you what she said, because I'm not sure if it was right or not, because I can't remember if she said to remove them or just forget about it. It's not a big deal. In my humble opinion, most of the great chefs, like my personal hero, Julia Child, tend to be very, you know, because of their many, many years of cooking, they tend to be pretty relaxed about cooking. You know, they realize that sometimes you have to make do with what you have. And this is an example. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys, let me tell you, let me reiterate. 99 cents. Day-old, overripe, organic tomatoes. One little, well, I can show you. Here's an example of how big it was. It wasn't big. Just a little medium-sized onion. Not even a full stick, half a stick of butter. Salt, pepper, let it just cook on a medium heat for about an hour. Come back, immersion blender, food processor, whatever, your food mill, whatever you've got, use it. It is the most, butter, as we all know, makes everything better. This is the best tomato sauce. I've invested, what, maybe $2, $2.50? That's cheaper than any of that nonsense that's full of sugar that you will buy at the grocery store. Don't buy grocery store tomato sauce. Make your own. It's fabulous. And what you can do, you could do this on a much larger scale on a Sunday afternoon and freeze it. Put it in plastic bags. Let it cool down, of course. Put it in, let's see, well, you know what I'll say. Quart-size plastic freezer bags. Lay them out flat on a cookie sheet and put them into your freezer and let them freeze, and they'll freeze nice and flat. And then, of course, you can remove your cookie sheet. And you could have quarts of freshly homemade tomato sauce on hand for any occasion. I promise you, the butter is what is the real secret, I think. And, of course, using absolutely fresh, farm fresh organic tomatoes. So this is the season. Summer is the perfect season to do this, and then, you know, freeze them and keep them for winter. You will thank me. You will write to me and say, thank you, Suzanne Anderson. So, and thank you, as always, for being there. I love making these videos because I love talking to you and imagining that you're slightly entertained by my silliness. And on a night like tonight, when I'm really worried about my Georgie, I thank you. Cheers, and God bless. And I'll see you again in Suzanne Elizabeth's kitchen. And sorry I don't have makeup.